There was a poor young man named Youssef who lived in a small village in the countryside. Youssef was an ambitious young man, but he faced many difficulties in life due to his poverty. He had worked in the village field since he was a child to help his family, and he didn't have enough money to pursue an education or achieve his dreams. Despite this, Youssef had a cheerful spirit and loved life, believing that tomorrow might bring him a better opportunity. One day, while Youssef was working in the fields, he saw a beautiful girl named Layla. Layla was the daughter of one of the village's wealthy men, and her life was completely different from Youssef's. She lived in a large mansion and enjoyed all the luxuries of life. But despite the great difference between their lives, Youssef fell in love with Layla at first sight. To him, she was a distant dream, but she became everything to him. Youssef began frequenting the places Layla visited, trying to catch her attention in any way he could. He had nothing to offer her but his sincere heart and pure love. Over time, Layla began to notice Youssef's constant presence around her and started getting to know him better. She admired his kindness and simplicity, but she also understood that their lives were entirely different and that love alone might not be enough to build a future together. As the days passed, Youssef's feelings for Layla became more apparent, and he could no longer hide them. Finally, he gathered his courage and decided to confess his love to her. One day, Youssef met Layla in the village garden, looked into her eyes, and said, "Layla, since the first time I saw you, you have owned my heart. I know I am poor and don't have much, but I promise to love you always and do everything I can to make you happy." Layla smiled sadly, feeling a conflict between her heart and her mind. She loved Youssef too, but she knew that life with him would be full of challenges and hardships. She looked at him and said, "Youssef, I know you are a kind and honest man, but love alone is not enough. I can't live a life of poverty and difficulties. I'm sorry, but I can't continue with this." Layla left him and walked away, leaving Youssef with a broken heart. He felt the bitterness of rejection, but he had a strong determination. He decided to prove to her and everyone else that money is not everything in life. After Layla left him, Youssef decided to work hard to change his reality. He began looking for any opportunity to improve his financial situation. He worked at anything that could earn him money, from simple manual labor to small business ventures. He woke up every morning with the sunrise and worked until the light faded, without complaint or grievance. Over time, Youssef's efforts began to bear fruit. He learned from his failed experiences and began to understand how to manage money and invest wisely. He started to make profits from his small ventures, and his business gradually grew. The road was not easy and was full of challenges and difficulties, but he did not back down or give up. Years passed, and Youssef became a wealthy and successful man. He bought a large house and established a flourishing company. However, Youssef never forgot the difficult days he had gone through, nor did he forget the first love of his life, Layla. One day, while Youssef was inspecting one of his new projects in the village, he happened to meet Layla by chance. She looked as beautiful as he remembered, but there was a look of sadness and regret in her eyes. Her life had changed since she married another wealthy man, but she realized too late that money alone does not bring happiness. She had lived a life of luxury, but she felt empty and alone. Layla approached Youssef, her eyes filled with tears, and said, "Youssef, I was wrong. I thought money could bring me happiness, but I discovered I was mistaken.